Episode 1: The Secret of Joy. When happiness no longer waits for gratitude. Have you ever done something kind and then waited? Waited for a smile, for a thank you. And when it didn't come, a little heaviness grew inside you. We all know that feeling. From childhood, we've been taught this silent rule. If you give, people should be grateful. If you sacrifice, someone should notice. If you love, you deserve to be loved back. But here's the truth. Joy disappears the moment we tie it to expectation. Think of the last time you held the door for a stranger. If they smiled, your chest warmed. If they walked away without a glance, maybe irritation crept in. The act was the same. The kindness was the same. The only difference was expectation. That's the secret. Happiness isn't hiding in someone else's reaction. It's found in your intention. It's born when you give without waiting for applause. Our world today measures everything: likes, comments, promotions, even thank you emojis. We've been trained to live like traders. I give, therefore I should get. But joy doesn't work like that. Joy isn't a transaction. It's a way of being. Picture joy as a flame. If you depend on others to fuel it, it flickers and dies the moment they turn away. But if you light it yourself, through compassion, through presence, through the quiet satisfaction of living true to your heart, that flame endures. The purest joys are often silent. Cooking a meal for your family and watching them eat. Encouraging a friend who never replies, but who carries your words quietly in their heart. Planting a tree, knowing you may never sit in its shade. Joy doesn't come from recognition. It comes from the act itself. Of course, this isn't easy. Our egos crave appreciation. They long to be seen, to be praised, and it's natural to enjoy recognition. But when our peace depends on it, we've placed our happiness in someone else's hands. Life is like a long corridor filled with doors. Behind some doors, people will thank you. Behind others, there will only be silence. You cannot choose which doors open, but you can choose how you walk. If you wait for gratitude, disappointment will follow you. If you walk with joy in your own heart, every step feels lighter. Joy is not naive. It doesn't deny injustice or ingratitude. It simply refuses to be chained by them. Resentment is a thief. It steals your peace twice, once when you give, and again when you replay the silence afterward. So practice small shifts. When you give, whisper, "This act is already enough." When you help, remind yourself, the joy is in the helping, not the thanks. When you love, breathe into this truth. My love is my strength, not my bargain, because happiness that waits for gratitude is fragile, like a house built on sand. But joy that comes from living, from giving, from being, is built on stone. It endures, it glows steady, it is yours, and that's the secret. Joy is born the moment you no longer need gratitude to feel it. Episode 2: Storms will pass. Finding strength in the midst of challenges. Life has a way of surprising us with storms. They don't send warnings. They don't ask permission. One moment the sky is calm. The next, winds roar, and the ground beneath us feels unsteady. Storms come in many forms. Losing someone you love. A relationship falling apart. A dream collapsing in front of you. Or the silent storms inside. Anxiety, doubt, exhaustion. In the middle of these storms, it feels endless. Rain lashes at the windows of your heart. You search for shelter and find only uncertainty. In those moments, it's easy to believe the storm will never end. But here's the truth. Storms always pass. They are not permanent. And our challenge is not to stop them, but to stand steady until the sky clears again. We often mistake challenges for punishments. We ask, why me? Why now? But what if challenges aren't curses, but catalysts? Steel hardens in fire, muscles grow under strain, and the soul expands when life dares us to rise through difficulty. I'm not saying suffering is beautiful. Some storms leave scars, some trials break us open. But within every struggle is an invitation to grow resilience, to discover patience, to find strength we never knew we had. Think of the sea. In a storm, waves crash, dragging away what once seemed permanent. But when the storm passes, the sea settles. The shoreline changes. The horizon feels wider. Challenges do the same. They disrupt, but they also redefine. The danger is this: we confuse the storm with our identity. When we fail, we say, "I am a failure." When our hearts break, we whisper, "I am unlovable." But storms are weather, not destiny. They pass, you remain. Strength is not found in denying pain. It's in facing it. To say, "This hurts, this scares me, this is heavy." That's not weakness. That's the first step to resilience. And we don't weather storms alone. Friends, family, even strangers can be anchors. They don't always stop the rain, but they remind us, dawn is coming. Hope, in the darkest hour, may feel like a fragile candle. But even a candle is enough to keep you warm until morning. So when storms arrive, and they will, remember this: you are not defined by the winds that shake you. You are defined by the strength that lets you stand through them. The sky may darken, the winds may rage, but always, always, storms pass. Episode 3: The Road to Peace. Why forgiveness brings healing to the wounds. We all carry wounds. Some are visible, scars on the skin. Others are hidden, betrayals, harsh words, regrets that echo in the dark. They shape the way we live. They weigh us down. But there is one medicine strong enough to heal them: forgiveness. Forgiveness doesn't mean excusing harm or forgetting the past. It means choosing not to let pain poison you forever. When you forgive, you're not saying, "What happened was okay." You're saying, "I refuse to carry this wound any longer." Holding resentment is like gripping broken glass. The longer you hold it, the deeper it cuts. Forgiveness is opening your hand, letting the shard fall, and allowing your skin to heal. The road to forgiveness isn't easy. It demands honesty. To admit, "I was hurt, I was betrayed, I deserved better." That's where healing begins. Pretending to be fine only delays the process. And forgiveness isn't just about others. Sometimes, the hardest person to forgive is ourselves. We replay mistakes, punishing ourselves long after the world has moved on. But peace cannot grow in soil soaked with self-condemnation. To forgive yourself is to whisper, "I am human, I am learning, I can begin again." Forgiveness isn't weakness, it is strength. It's the courage to unclench your fists, to soften your heart, to reclaim your joy. Imagine carrying a backpack filled with stones. Each stone is a grudge, a resentment, a wound. The weight bends your shoulders, drains your energy. Forgiveness is setting the backpack down. The stones are still real, but they no longer crush you. You walk lighter. You breathe easier. And forgiveness ripples outward. A parent who forgives teaches peace to their children. A friend who forgives builds trust instead of bitterness. Forgiveness doesn't just heal you. It heals the space around you. It doesn't happen in one moment. It's a practice. Some days you release. Other days, the hurt returns. That's okay. Every time you choose softness over bitterness, you move further down the road. Forgiveness doesn't erase memory. The past remains, but it loses its chains. You remember, but without venom. You recall, but without pain. That's how forgiveness transforms wounds into wisdom, scars into maps, pain into strength. The road to peace is paved with forgiveness, not because the world deserves it, but because you do. Episode 4, A Mind of Light, How a Positive Mind Turns Life into a Meaningful Journey. Happiness is often treated like a destination. We imagine it waiting at the end of an achievement. The new job, the perfect partner, the dream house. But when we finally get there, the joy fades too quickly, and we find ourselves searching again. The truth is this: happiness isn't waiting ahead. It's shaped right here, in the mind you carry with you. A negative mind turns every challenge into proof that life is unfair. It clings to resentment, collects disappointments. But a positive mind, it does something different. It sees challenges as chapters, not endings. It sees storms as weather, not destiny. And because of that, it transforms hardship into growth, obstacles into lessons, and everyday moments into places where joy can bloom. Picture two travelers walking the same road. One complains about the stones, the distance, the heat. The other notices the same stones and the same heat, but also sees wildflowers, a stranger's kindness, the sky shifting colors. The road is the same. The difference is the mind walking it. A positive mind doesn't deny pain. It feels grief and frustration, but it refuses to set up camp in negativity. It knows the mind, like a lens, colors every experience. If the lens is clouded with bitterness, even beauty looks dim. If the lens is clear with gratitude, even hardship carries light. Cultivating this mind is daily work, small choices, pausing before complaining, naming one thing you're grateful for, redirecting fear into possibility. Over time, these choices tilt your heart toward light. And when you carry that light, happiness stops being fragile. It doesn't depend on perfect circumstances anymore. It roots itself in perspective. Success also begins to change. Instead of asking, "Did I arrive yet?" you ask, "Did I walk with awareness? Did I notice joy along the way?" That is what makes life a journey instead of a race. A race ends quickly. A journey unfolds endlessly, with meaning in every step. So start where you are. Breathe. Notice one thing right now that sparks gratitude. Hold it. Let it shift you. Then practice again tomorrow. A positive mind won't guarantee an easy road, but it guarantees a meaningful one. Happiness isn't the finish line, it's the way you walk. Carry a mind of light, and happiness will be here in every step you take.